So let's get into a little bit more of the Middle Eastern Union with some specifics, perhaps. I hate piggybacking on when it's noisy, but let's just say it this way, folks. There was a lot of noise being made roughly in the past day period or so about an alleged military coup in Turkey. Irrelevant, folks. Wouldn't say irrelevant, but irrelevant on what we're talking about. It's just more noise and more information going towards what we've been discussing, which is the Middle East Union. And what we said in the past hour to preface this is, how can you have a loose confederacy of nations if they're all nationalistic and ready to pounce on each other with policies and things in place that discriminate or create disparity amongst countries that are tangent or parallel with each other? You can't have that. So I would say the easiest way to look at what's going on is to understand time, which we've kind of given a little bit of understanding on how to be lawful in it. Understand that things build up things that are planted in the spring build up in the summer, torn down in the fall. If you look at any event being a summertime event, these are all building up events. So if you've been looking at some of the quote-unquote acts of terror, we've just explained why everything is called terror. I want to throw this in here, by the way, before we get to the Middle East Union. If you ever notice, especially in the Western world, the authorities, municipalities, states, federal government, whatever, is very anxious to brand something a terrorist attack. And in order for it to be memorialized or branded as one, it has to be done in the media, it has to be done legally on paper, and it has to be discussed as such. Do you know why they do that? And it's a monetary reason why they do it. Because after 9/11, what they call 9/11, the terrorism insurance was put in. I don't know how big the claims are, but if you're working in a municipality and you have, let's say, a robbery, the municipality might be able to draw a little bit of insurance on it, maybe. But if you can brand that robbery into a terrorist act, now you tap into the terrorist insurance fund, and that's huge, folks. They're chomping at the bit to call everything terrorism because of the insurance companies. And by the way, all of you idiots are being told that all the money's on Wall Street, and it's not. It's a couple of blocks northwest where all the insurance companies are. Don't believe it? Look it up. What is the largest industry in America? Yes, you guessed it. Insurance. So the other reason you're hearing, because they're motivated by credit, is they have terrorism insurance. So there's another motivation to bring that up. So when we say these things, we're giving you the explanation why. You see, we're not just saying, oh yeah, they're calling it terrorism. If you've ever been in a Homeland Security office, they have a poster to the employees, and it says the purpose of Homeland Security is to regulate commerce. Blah, 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 blah. You heard it right. If you know anyone that works there, they will tell you. Tell them to go in the employees' lounge. They have a poster explaining what they're there for. So it's all about issuing and dispersing credit, folks. But that's just the explanation side. The description that we could get into, again, is the event that recently happened in Turkey. That is nothing more than, if you look at it in the summertime, it's a building up event to what? Breaking down. What happened? There was a coup. Okay, what does a coup do? Well, the actual coup itself is a breaking down period. There are several, quote unquote, I know a guy runs over people with a truck, it's terrorism. I just told you why, right? Cash in on it. So, and people, by the way, your lives are regarded as nothing, by the way. Yeah, no matter what. You ever hear innocent lives? You ever hear anybody saying these are innocent people that were killed? That is a mark of an idiot. Because there's no such thing. You all got targets on you. Right? So anyway, the events that are happening now, you see in great succession, they're breaking down events. Things being blown up, torn down, people killed, this, that, and the other. These are breaking down events, man. And this is going to continue. We have another 2 years of it, roughly. Whoever we is, this is the breaking down period. And then the building up period starts. So what else are you going to see? This is the most that can be explained about what's going on in Turkey. Yeah, they're going to recuperate and bounce back, but they're not going to be like they were before. Now, why is Turkey important? Is Turkey going to be part of this Middle East Union? No. They're not. But they're going to have a loose alliance with Greece and Cyprus. And let's say places like Libya, Northern Africa, that whole Mediterranean rim, north and south, not the Levant, but this northern part of the Mediterranean rim and the southern part of the Mediterranean rim, like the northern African countries and the southern European countries, predominantly Turkey, Greece, and Cyprus, are going to be a loose alliance around this confederacy, right? So, and things are done backwards sometimes, so you're going to see a softening up there. What you're going to actually see that's really going to be bringing in the main push or the crux of the matter, where things will start to rotate like the hub of a wheel, is the formation of a new country in northern Iraq, which is also going to take some land from Turkey and Syria. Now, I wrote about this a long time ago, that Turkey and Syria will be in the news, and so will Greece, probably making an exit based on economics and things like that. And I was told I was crazy, and I don't know if I should thank the people for it. I guess crazy is good. But this country called the New Assyria, which is going to form in northern Iraq, is also going to be borrowing a few kilometers into Syria, more than a few, just a couple, 10 maybe, and Turkey. So it's being softened up. People, can do research in that area. They'll see there's a lot of activity. I'm not talking about the Kurds and all these other groups. I'm talking about the Assyrians. Not Syrians, Assyrians.